Hi, I'm Bill Neale. I want to talk a little bit about our lost connection to manufacturing. You probably have no idea what this is, and you probably have no idea how much it's contributed to your safety when you're flying. You probably do know about what was made here, and you probably know about its connection to New Haven. And you probably know that who Eli Whitney was, and obviously you know who Bill Brown was. They brought the power from this dam and used it to make parts, and you probably know that they made guns, cotton gins, and that Eli Whitney was known for the invention of interchangeable parts. You also probably know that Winchester rifles were made here. Thousands of people worked here. You know, Annie Oakley used the rifle. You may be less familiar with New Haven Clock Factory, but if you lived in New Haven at the time, you would have known somebody that worked here, and you probably would have had one of their clocks. Everyone knew where they were made. Most people wanted one, not everybody could afford one. First in steeples, then in homes and pockets, mechanical timepieces changed our lives and relationships. Most factories had raw materials arrive by rail. In some industrial areas, you still drive over abandoned or unused tracks. Now a footpath, the New Haven and Northampton line symbolized investment in industrial infrastructure and went down to the harbor. And again, as Bill mentioned, Rector Square was the A.C. Gilbert Company. It's in Fairhaven on Peck Street. Thousands of people worked there. It was famous all throughout the world for its toys. How many guys here had an erector set? You might be showing your age.
Girls have them too.
I know, and that's a shame. Probably nobody gives them to their kids nowadays because of the safety factor. From well-known companies with well-known products to unknown companies with unknown products. Except everybody depends on them. We're right about a half a mile from Erector Square. And probably nobody knows what we make and is connected. This is a CNC miller. It's heir to the machines in the old factories. It makes parts without a human touching it. It works on the XYZ coordinate system that you learned in algebra and probably can't do anymore. We make thousands of very small parts on this Swiss CNC lathe. Swiss describes a type of lathe where the workpiece moves as opposed to staying still with traditional lathes. This machine automatically changes 12-foot bars at night and runs with the lights out, what you hear about as a lights out factory. On this circuit board, miller, an engineer can design and make a new iteration of a circuit board in a few hours. Our antenna engineers finely tune a new product design before purchasing production quantities. They can make 2 different designs in a day. Here an operator is soldering very tiny surface mount parts. Above her arm is a microscope camera, and you can see in the video presentation allows her to solder tiny parts comfortably without looking through a microscope. This looks like a recording studio. It's an anechoic chamber. It works the same, only with electromagnetic waves rather than sound waves. It keeps the unwanted ones from the outside out, and it keeps the ones inside from bouncing around. Here we are connecting a fiber optic transceiver to a circuit board by wire bonding. I describe it as welding a human hair to the dot of an eye. If the clock makers could have had one of these, they would have made much better clocks. Here we are tuning a fiber optic transceiver. This team tunes up to 12 channels. The chamber on the right takes the temperature from near freezing to near boiling repeatedly during the process. If they had had this to test guns, they might not have jammed in the winter. Here's a shelf where we keep some of our 30,000 parts. When an operator wands the barcode on the side, a demand shows up in our supplier, who you also wouldn't know if you drove by their factory. This connector goes in the traffic collision avoidance system that Honeywell sells to all the airlines. It's in every commercial aircraft that you've been in. It's in the system that if there was a near collision, it tells the two pilots how to avoid each other without talking to the ground. We make that right in Fairhaven here, and this is just to keep you awake and say I'm not all work, some play.